Hello, dear friend, and welcome. My name is Cynthia Alice Anderson, and I am the owner and founder of the Experience of the Soul podcast channel. For over 7 years, we have been honored to bring you messages that inspire, uplift, and support your spiritual journey. These programs are made with love and made possible by you and your generosity. That's why over the next 90 days, we are aiming to raise $9,000 to carry this channel forward into the new year. Every gift, large or small, helps us continue producing, sharing, and reaching souls all around our world. So I invite you today to give as you are able, knowing that your support keeps these messages coming and available to all. Thank you for walking the journey with us, dear friend. Together we are making a difference. We are so grateful. Blessings on the journey, my dear friends.
Welcome to the Experience of the Soul podcast with Cynthia Alice Anderson, a weekly show helping you grow, prosper, and evolve. Today, episode 390, Looking for a Miracle, and now Experience of the Soul.
Hello and welcome to the Experience of the Soul podcast. My name is Cynthia Alice Anderson. I'm the host, and I'm still today in beautiful Claremont, Florida. We are on Lake Mineola. That's what you see in the background. And we love Christmas in Florida.
This is the way to have Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. We love being able to be out and have a light breeze. And my friends, welcome to the show. I'm here with my very talented producer, Mr. Sean Kilgore.
Thank you so much. Welcome, friends, to episode 390. 390.
It's hard to believe, my
10
friend.
episodes away from the big 400. 400. All right. This is an episode we're calling today Looking for a Miracle. So, of course, as we get closer to Christmas, we are ramping up and getting excited about that.
Oh, yeah. We love Christmas.
Yes. All right. So let's, before we jump into the content of today's show, of course, we want to bring you another segment of This Week in Spiritual History for today, for this week, Monday, December 8th. And we're going to start with today, which is Solemnity of the Immaculate Conception in the Catholic tradition. So on this day, many Christians commemorate the belief that Mary, the mother of Jesus, was conceived without original sin. So while we're in the season of Advent, this feast invites us to consider purity and hope and how God might be at work in our lives in unexpected ways.
Ah, yes. Beautiful.
Yeah. This Friday, December 12th, is the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is celebrated on December 12th. This feast honors the appearance of Mary to Juan Diego in 1531 near Mexico City, and as she is venerated as a powerful symbol of hope and inclusion in the Americas.
Yeah. It's so powerful in that culture. Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. This Sunday, December 14th, is St. Lucy's Day, which I love. I have a dog named Lucy, so I was like, oh, St. Lucy's Day. All right, so this feast honors the 3rd century martyr whose name means light, which I didn't know. Did you know that Lucy means light?
Yeah. Light.
In Sweden, children carry candles and sing. It's a day full of traditions, grounded in shining light in the darkness.
Beautiful.
Yes, and as daylight wanes here in our season, this commemoration offers a reminder that even the smallest light matters.
Amen.
This made me think of what we do on Christmas Eve in our services, how everyone has a candle and you hold your candle up. Yeah, and you talk about how not one light diminishes the other.
That's right. Just more light.
Just more. Every light adds more to the light.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful tradition. Any light.
Yeah.
To me, so beautiful. Mm-hmm.
I always get emotional during that part of the service. I was like supposed to be singing Silent Night. I'm like, oh. It's so beautiful. Okay. All right. So then this Wednesday, this is our Just for Fun for this week. This Wednesday, December 10th, is International Mountain Day.
Wow.
You like the mountains? You like going?
Oh, I love the
yeah.
mountains. As a matter of fact, I was just there.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was established in the UN in 2003 for December 11th. This day invites us to honor mountains and other high places, physically and metaphorically. So try imagining yourself in a high place in your spiritual life this week, a moment of stillness, a vantage point of clarity, or simply the sky above you.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And with that, friends, welcome officially episode 390 of the Experience of the Soul podcast for Monday, December 8th. This is Looking for a Miracle.
Yes, friends, this is a wonderful episode, and I love to talk about this topic today, looking for a miracle. And I love to be in this place of believing that the impossible is possible. And of course, we hear all about miracles this time of year, and that's why I wanted to lift it up for us, especially because there is so much darkness in the world that I thought, Sean, your work today and your, in your piece, your segment on This Week in Spiritual History was so important in setting up what I'm going to say, because I just think we forget how powerful we are and how much is possible for us. I think there are miracles that are waiting to happen. I think we have a lot of support from the universe. I think that when we're celebrating the birth of Jesus the Christ, we know that there were so many miracles around all of this. There were visits from angels. There was a big journey in there. And friends, I absolutely believe that part of the reason we still celebrate Christmas is it touches something deep inside us, something that is holy, that is spiritual, that is even childlike and even naive enough to believe that miracles are possible. And sometimes for myself, I say miracles are possible, even for me. Because I always want to see it for you. And I've realized part of my growth is sometimes I leave myself out of the equation. I'll see possibility for you. I'll say, you can do it, you can do it. So I've been working on my own mindset. As a matter of fact, I created a whole playlist I shared with Sean, and we'll put it in the show notes, and it's called Miracle Mindset. And I believe the first song on there is by a group called the Clark Sisters. They've been around forever singing gospel. And they have a song called Miracle, and the words are, I'm looking for a miracle. And I sang it years and years ago when I was a part of a gospel choir. And it makes me happy every time I hear it. I'm looking for a miracle. I expect the impossible. I feel the intangible. I see the invisible. And then the line is, the sky is the limit to what I can have. Yeah. What a great idea. So there are several songs in this playlist, and I hope you'll avail yourself of it and let yourself be inspired and maybe move into believing a little bit more. A miracle is possible, even for me. So we live in a world that is grounded in limits. We live in a world of the mind. And the mind has defined limits. But the soul of you, the soul that is connected to the here and now, but also to eternity, is limitless. The soul is limitless. So the spiritual work, on a deeper level becomes, how do I work with what's in the here and now and still see beyond the here and now into the soul and what I'm thinking about, hoping for, and desiring. There's a friend of mine that has just been through a miraculous physical healing. And this is somebody who had had 4 heart surgeries and was going to go in for a 5th. And he had really been doing some very, very deep spiritual work. His belief, his commitment to his spiritual growth had really expanded. We prayed together like on a Sunday, and he was going in like on a Wednesday for another open heart surgery. And he was there, he went for the surgery, and he was lying there on the table ready to, waiting to go into the pre-op area. And he waited and waited, and the nurse came in and said, we're sorry to make you wait. We need to look at some of your tests are coming back unexpected. Well, he got worried. He said, is everything okay? She said, It's more than okay. We just need to double check. So 30 minutes goes by, hour goes by. Finally, the nurse comes back out and she said, well, I have some very good but very surprising news. And he said, well, what is it? And she said, your heart has healed itself. You no longer need surgery. And he could hardly believe it. He'd already had several surgeries. But his spiritual work had been opening of the heart. So friends, do you see this divine connection between his spiritual work and his physical healing? Now, I simply tell you that story so you know. Miracles still happen every day. The doctors called it a miracle. They could not explain it. They had not seen that before. He was surprised. The nurse was surprised. His wife was surprised. But nevertheless, he is living a healed life. He's been traveling. He's been doing all his coloring has come back. He looks amazing. And he just turned 75. He's not, young. This was 75. A surgery at that age is troubling. But he no longer needed the surgery. He was looking for a miracle. He was believing in a miracle. He was also surrendered to whatever he needed to do to heal his heart. And he was doing everything he could on the spiritual level. So, my friends, I want you to know that I believe a miracle is possible for you. A miracle is possible, even for me. Even for me. I'm working with Spirit on a couple things that feel like a miracle to me. And I wanted to mention that because I think for each of us, what might feel like a miracle to us, for somebody else may not. But I want to encourage you to be in this. I really think of it as possibility thinking, believing anything is possible. Remember, we had a show a while back. Anything is possible for me. So this season, I'm looking for a miracle. I'm looking for my own miracle. If the Christ can be born, if all of this can happen, what we study every year, we revisit it every year, I believe there is a message for us. I also believe part of the miracle of this season is Christ is born in, through, and as each one of us in a deeper way this season. But it is really okay to want, to desire, and to believe in your own miracle. I also want to encourage you to look for signs, to seek heavenly help, to ask your angels, to ask your spirit guides, to support you in this miracle you're looking for. This is a time rich with energy, with belief, with a lot of joy, and even all the outward symbols that we study during this Christmas season all have to do with life. The green, the evergreen tree is about this eternal nature that is the Christ. The white that we see and the lights, it's all about the purity of heart that Sean was talking about. The red that we see is literally life itself, right? Our lifeblood. That's what the red is this season. So all around you are signs and symbols, spiritual signs and symbols of what this season is about. So I want you to think about what new miracle is possible for me during this season. What new miracle is possible for me? So as you do that work, there's going to be some healing that needs to take place. I want you to think about the miracles in the Bible, and all of the miracles in the Bible were prefaced by an angel visiting. They were prefaced by surrendering, by the human being saying, okay, not my will, thy will be done, basically. As Mary said, here am I, servant of the Most High God, saying yes to giving birth to Jesus the Christ. Joseph agreeing to supporting Mary on this journey. I mean, I can only imagine. Yeah, honey. Okay. Right, Mary. So, okay, you're going to have the Holy Spirit's baby. Okay. Very good. But that all of these stories are to show how very regular people were inspired and surrendered, and a miracle happened in and through their lives. And not only that, they brought a miracle into the world that changed the world forever. So, friends, this is probably the most rich time that we live in terms of a time for miracles to happen. Elizabeth giving birth to John the Baptist, again, surrounded by miracles, by angels, by people surrendering to God. So once you start to get clear about what is my miracle, because I'm looking for a miracle for my own life. I'm looking for a miracle. I'm going to claim that miracle, and it doesn't stop there. I'm going to ask my angels and spirit guides for help. I'm going to pray with Jesus the Christ on this journey with me. I am going to surrender to the highest will for me, and it may mean I have to stop doing some things. It may mean I have to start doing other things, because I'm going to believe it, and I'm going to align my actions, my thoughts, my beliefs, all my behaviors with this miracle idea. But I believe a miracle is possible, even for me. So I want you to think about it, friends. See if you will let yourself believe in the miracle. Now, as I'm saying all this, I want to give you a little caution. And that caution is, be careful who you share your big dreams with, especially this desire for a miracle. Because if it feels like a miracle, it's probably vulnerable. It's probably hard to admit and to share. And I want to make sure you hold this in a really sacred way. So if there's something that you're desiring that really is a miracle, be mindful, be conscious about who you want to share it with. Make sure that person you share it with can hold you in prayer, can see this possibility with you, like in the case of my friend who had the healing of the heart. He didn't tell a lot of people, but we held it in prayer. We saw what was possible for him. That very day, I was lifting him in prayer. I was lighting a candle in his honor. So be careful who you share this miracle idea with. I want you to hold it sacred. And unless, like, for instance, a lot of people want to share this stuff with family because they get excited. But sometimes family is seeing you as they did as a little kid. They don't always see you as the developed, evolved person you are. So please be mindful. Share it with a close friend, a loved one that you know can lift you up and see this possibility with you. And then the surrender, the belief, the change in behaviors, this all comes as you're moving toward this miracle. What I want you to be assured of is God loves you, God's will for you is good, and you are going to be loved and supported in this grand idea. Now, if you're praying for a miracle and it doesn't happen, I have to say this. I want you to know it is not because you are wrong or you are bad. There is a divine timing to things. And sometimes God is guiding us along the journey so we learn and grow in a new way that we're not even expecting. So I do want you to hold out this idea of looking for a miracle. I want you to believe that you're worthy. I want you to believe that it is possible. And I want to encourage you again to only share it with people who can hold your truth around it. And remember, surrender, giving over this idea to the divine, not trying to do it all yourself, but thy will be done here. There's some kind of surrender. And know that God is guiding you. So, and remembering this divine timing of things. But my friends, do the work in consciousness. Use that playlist. Look for a miracle. Let yourself be inspired. Let yourself be inspired as you do this work. So, every day, I'm going to encourage you. Every day, get up every morning and begin to do this work. in consciousness. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm looking for a miracle today, and God's going to bring it to me. Believe it. Allow yourself to believe it. The scriptures say, you must become as a little child to enter the kingdom. It's one of my favorite scriptures. This means you can't possibly know it all. You can't possibly do it all. But it is this childlike belief, this childlike awareness, this childlike believing that life is magical and beautiful that's going to move you into the right consciousness for receiving this miracle. I want you to pray on it. I want you to be conscious. This is not a quick decision. So if you listen to the show on a regular basis, you know I'll say, get up every morning and do this. And one time I had somebody say, well, one week you told me to forgive every day. Then the next week you told me to be grateful every day. And I said, yes, exactly. And they said, well, which one do I do? And I said, well, all of them. And they go, I don't have time to do them all every day. I said, well, what I'm talking about is these things as a way of life. You will move in and out of practices. And for instance, right now I'm in a big forgiveness practice myself. So I know that forgiveness is helping me clear out the way for this miracle that I'm hoping for. So that's how I'm working it in my own journey. So as I say all these things, what's the subtext of it all is trusting your own innate spiritual connection and guidance to know what is yours to do and when, and how to work these things together. So I will give you ideas, I will lift up stories, I will share my own journey, but I know and affirm that your journey is different than mine. And I also know and affirm that God works in and through you just like God works in and through me. So start to do this work. If you get stuck, that's what I'm here for. My schedule's about full for December. I probably have a couple of times left. So reach out. If I can make the time, I absolutely will. If for some reason I couldn't, I would absolutely make sure you have the right support and help to help you move forward during this special and sacred time. So my friend, be well and be guided. And know that a miracle is possible even for you. A miracle is possible even for me. And tap into all the good energy of this season and know that this is all leading you toward not only the birth of the Christ that we celebrate, not only the birth of the Christ in you that we also celebrate, but this new way of you walking through the world as you know God's goodness in your very own life through your very own miracle. So I'm going to be looking for a miracle this season, and I'm going to be looking with you for yours. So my friends, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's probably a busy season for you. We're going to be providing a lot of wonderful shows to help get you through the holiday season. I think next week might be Stress-Free Christmas, which I do often at this time of year as a reminder to all of us that if it's stressful, we probably need to quit doing it. All right, my friends, we love you, we bless you, and thank you for all your financial support. We are well on our way to reaching our $9,000 in 90 days, and we are so grateful. So, my friends, I look forward to seeing you next week, and blessings on the journey.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Experience of the Soul podcast with Cynthia Alice Anderson, helping you grow, prosper, and evolve. This podcast is made possible because of listeners and viewers just like you. If you would like to support this podcast with your tax-deductible contribution on an ongoing basis or through a one-time gift, head on over to cynthiaaliceanderson.com/donate. The Experience of the Soul podcast is copyright 2025 Cynthia Alice Anderson, all rights reserved, and is produced by Sean Kilgore. A production of the Soulworks Group, Incorporated. You're listening to the Experience of the Soul podcast channel, bringing you inspiration, teachings, and practices to support your spiritual journey.